Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Jabza and welcome to this episode of the Photoshop Made Easy series. Today we are going to be talking about the shape tool, and in this video I'll take my time to explain everything to you step by step. I've received complaints that some of my videos I'm very fast, so I've decided to correct those mistakes and also will make it very simple and easy to understand. So shapes are great tools that we use in Photoshop. They can be used very well. They give you the best of design if you're able to leverage on the features or the custom features they have. And to create a shape, there are basically four shapes, different types of shapes you can create. And the shortcut for creating a shape is U on your keyboard. And to get the various types of shapes, you come to the tool side, then you right click and you have them appear here. So the first one we are going to be creating is a rectangle. So to create a rectangle, what you simply do is you click on your mouse and you draw, and it goes along with the shape. And when you leave it, a shape is formed for you. So with this shape, we have the properties panel open up to you, and we have the other features of it on top here. It's just almost it's the same thing that has just been repeated. So with the shape that I've drawn, it's a rectangle shape, and you can change the fill, that's the color that is within it. You can click on the color panel to the color picker to select a custom color, and that's blue. And you can also click from here to what? Select the color. So it's just literally the same thing, depending on wherever you want, which one makes you more comfortable. You can add a stroke. A stroke is basically a line around it. So to add a stroke, you just come to stroke and you pick a color. So for this shape, let me pick black stroke, and you go to the stroke pixels, so you increase it. So because it's there, you cannot see the stroke appear, and when you increase it, you can see the stroke over there. And this stroke is just a smooth line, as you can see here. So you can change the stroke options as well. So this stroke options, and to change the stroke options, just click on the other options that are available. We have the dotted line, and we have this is the dotted line and this dashed line, but the name doesn't really matter. It's just about which one you are using. So with this one, that's the basics that you can use there. You can align it whichever way you want. So the align simply shows where it should be, whether the stroke should be inside, the stroke should be outside the shape, or inside the shape. So the first one on top here is inside, so you can see that the stroke is what? Inside the shape. You can have center, part of it is inside, part of it is outside, and we have the outside, which takes the stroke outside the shape. And this is one of my most preferred alignments, but you can, depend on the particular shape you are creating, it varies. Another part is also the cap, that tells you how rounded the shape should be. So the edges of the stroke should be. So with the cap, making it the round one, it gives you what? A round edge. So let me zoom in and you see it. To zoom in, you click on Control space, then you right click. It will zoom in for you. So, and you scroll up to what? Move it. So you can see that with the cap being rounded, you see the edges of the stroke here. And I can change the cap to this, to a completely rectangular shape, so you can find it there. And the other one is here. This is a smaller one. So this cap is inside, and the other one is what? Outside. And the middle one is the rounded one. So let me use the inside. And we have the corners as well. So you can change the corners of it. So let me zoom back. And zooming back, you click on Control and 0 to give it to fit the screen, and Control plus 1 is to give a 100% view. So you can see the edges over here. It changes. So with the corners, if I give a rounded corner, this is what it gives me. If I give a rectangular corner or a right angled corner, right angled corner, this is what it gives me. And we have this corner as well. You can go in for more options where you can customize whatever that you need there. So with the more options, we have the custom one. This is the presets that are already there, the lines that are available as options. We have the alignment, which I just showed you. We have the so the names of the caps are, we have the bat, the round, and the square. So the bat is the one that is inside, so let me change it. Okay, so the bat is the one that is inside, that is small. The rounded is the one that I mentioned that one, and the squared is the one that gives you the shape in a bigger way. And the corners, we have the mitre, the round, and the bevel. Okay, so with the dashed lines as well, you can customize it. So if you are customized, we have the number of dashes or the dash size, so you can increase it. And the gap, so the number of gaps as well. So with this one, it will be better for me to zoom out so that you see the effect. So stroke, more options, and we have so let me gap 4. So this is how it's going to be. So from the first dash, space of 4, the second dash, let me put 3, gap 2. So it changes as you do it. So you can create a pattern out of that. Let me make this 30. So you realize that we have a dash. We have dash and there's gap of 4. The first dash is 4.12. We have a gap of 4. We have a dash of 30 pixels. We have a dash of 3, and it goes back here. So with this one, if I should add 34, okay, let me make it 12. So you see how it goes. So you can create a pattern out of that and give your shape custom dashes. And those are the basic more options features we have over there. So let me just use the more smooth stroke. And with the shape, if you want to keep it, you can transform the shape here and it doesn't lose its quality. It's a vector object. Immediately you draw a shape, and you can find it over here. When you look at the layer panel, you see it over here. It's a layer shape. It's a shape layer. So with the shape layer, it's a vector object, and regardless of how you increase it or decrease it, it remains the same thing. The quality doesn't change, and the quality is still intact. And after you are done transforming it, you double click on it to commit. And as you are drawing it, as you are transforming, there is one thing you need to know about it. You can decide to change the width and the height. So if you want the shape to have the same transformation as it is, the same kind of rectangle, this is length. It means that as the height, you increase height, the weight also increases. But if you want to change how it appears, you can click this off. You can remove the link, and with that one, whichever part you are increasing, you increase it, and whichever part you are decreasing, you decrease it. And if you want to increase both height and weight, you hold the edges. And if you click on shift as well, changes the shape from the center, and when you click on Alt, it also changes the shape from it doesn't necessarily change it, it doesn't keep the ratio. So with a shift, it keeps the ratio and moves it, but with the Alt key alone, it only changes it from the center, depending on whichever way you want. So it can you have the same center but customize the way you want. So if you click on Shift, so the shift clicked, I have the same shape increasing from the center. So the shift, what the shift simply does is it brings back the length, and that's it. You can change how you can customize it by clicking on this tool over here. So as I clicked on it, I have the option to what, make it round or make it custom in my own way. So I can zoom out with Control minus, and this is a handle. So the handle, that's what you use to control it. And this is a custom shape for me over here. You can have grids appear there so that it, with whichever calculations you want to do, you do with it. And the grids 3x3, 4x4, and a whole lot of stuff there, but let me leave it as it was here. We have the split, and the other tools over there. The warp tool, you can have the customized warp. So we have customized ones, predefined ones that you can use. So the predefined ones, as you can see, this is an arc lower. So mostly this is what we use to create school logos. We have the arch, flag, and a whole lot of shapes here. So if you are creating a flag, you can simply use this and create it. So let me commit here, and with the shape, the tools, we also have the other options in creating the tool. So let me remove this one and create another one. So I've created this rectangle right here, and we have here the creation type. So if you click on new layer, if new layer is selected, whenever I create a new shape, it goes on a new layer, it creates its own layer, and I can move it at its own comfort and everything. But with that one being deselected, and you get there and you click on combine shapes. With combine shapes, whatever you draw, it puts it on the same layer as your other shape. So you see, it has been put together. Let me add stroke here so that you see how it really works. So black stroke, increase it. So you see that the shapes are being combined together. So as I continuously draw, it gives me what, custom shapes, or it gives rectangles that are what, combined together, and you can have it right there. So with this, whatever editing you are doing with it, they are together now. So you move them together, you change everything together. And we have, let me remove it and quit with the other option. So I'm just undoing it, so I'll use the first rectangle I created. We have the what, subtract from shape. So with the subtraction on shape, whatever you draw onto the shape is being removed. So as I've drawn this, it has removed that background, that part of the shape. So let me create a background color here by selecting a new layer, a new fill color, and let me set it to blue. So as you can see, when I click on the shape, whatever that I draw over there, it subtracts it from you, and you can use the other shapes to what, do the subtraction over there. We have insert shape area. So with the insert shape area, where the shapes intersect, that's where the lines come in. So with this, the intersection part is where the shape is being drawn. So as I've drawn this, there's no intersection between them, so you can see that nothing is really over there. We have this, and the four of them are not intersection because the other one is disjoint. So with this, if I should create another one here, you'll find that the intersection is where it works. So let me use the rounded tool, ellipse tool, with this shape, and you'll find out how the mass intersection tools are drawn. So let me just remove these ones. Okay, so we have the ellipse tool here, which I'll just explain alongside that one. Too, you create your ellipse and you can change the color. Almost the same kind of editing can be done on it. You can transform it, change the shape in all ways. And if you want to create a perfect circle, what you do is you click on Shift and hold, and it gives you a perfect circle. So I'm using the insect shape area. So with this, I'll just draw another rectangle. Let me draw it from outside. So you have what? The intersection over there. And if you are drawing another one over here, we have the intersection being what? Selected. So that's just basically how you use the insect tool there. And let me go back to the rectangle tool for the other ones. We have the exclude overlapping area. So the exclude overlapping area means whichever, it's just the opposite of the shape. So it's just the opposite of the what? This is the insect, so exclude overlapping area. It's just opposite of the what? Intersection. So with this, they are intersected. The overlapping part is excluded, and with this, they are intersected. We have the subtract, combine shapes. They are together. New layer. They are two different shapes. Okay, so because I just did it, you cannot just separate them at once. So we have combined layers, combine shapes, subtract from shape, and a whole lot there. So those are basically some of the features you have at that part of the panel. And we have the path options. This is when if you are using a path. And we have the align, the shape. This is so let me leave it at combine shapes. So with this, the alignment, indicates whether a shape should be brought forward or not. So with this, subtract from shape. Okay, so if I want to bring the other one up, you just bring it up or send it down. And that's what the align does. So if you have the many shapes over there, you simply use the align tool. And if you want to draw a flag with this shape, let me just use a rectangle, so you can just draw this. Let me make it so to duplicate a particular layer, you click on Alt and you find a duplicate arrow there. You click on it and you drag down. And if you want to keep it in the same direction, you just click on Shift and it will give you the same direction. So let me do that double. Okay, so I have 3 rectangles here. Let me change the colors. The color of this to green. Okay, let me change it to dark green. And the second one, I'll change it to yellow. So I'm basically drawing the flag of my motherland, Ghana. So just play around the colors if you are not really creating a particular design. So these are the 3 colors of the Ghana flag. And to create the star tool, I'll just also go through that one. And to create a star shape, you go to Polygon, and Polygon is where you create the star. So with the Polygon, what it does is that it creates the number of it uses an algorithm that creates a number of lines shape which you give it. So if it is aligned at 3, if the number of size is 3, it draws a what? A triangle for you. And basically the transformations and everything are the same thing. And with the polygon, if you increase it to 4, it gives you a rectangle. To 5, it gives you a what? A pentagon. I hope my mouse is not wrong. And you can also increase it to whichever number of shapes or number you want. So with this 35, it's almost like a rounded shape, but within it has different lines. So because the shape is rounded, but because it's very big, you are not able to see the difference. You might see it to be a circle, but it's not a circle. Look at the edges over here, and that is because the shape is what? It's very big, or the number of sides are very big and not able to see. And that's what simply circles are. They contain a number of lines and the number of lines in it are very much that you are not able to tell the difference between it, and it looks very circular for you. So to create other shapes from it, you click on this setting, and when you click on the setting and you click on smooth corner, so let me use the 5-point polygon, and you draw, it gives you a 5-point distance, but just that the edges are rounded instead of being straight like the first one. And we have the star option. So if it's rounded and star, it gives you a rounded star, beautiful one here. And let me take off the smooth corners. It gives you a what? A beautiful 5-point star. So this is it. This is my star. I can readjust it. Place it somewhere in the middle. And I can change the color to black. So this is a basic Ghana flag. Let me extend the edges. So to extend the edges of various shapes that you are using together, what you do is you just select all of them with the move tool selected, and you hover over them and drag it. So I've clicked on the shift, that's why it's dragging towards one direction. But if I leave the shift, it will not do that, and that is because it's linked. So if it's linked and you click on shift, you undo the link and it's able to drag as you give it. But if the link is clicked off and you move it that way, so the link is clicked off, I can move it in that way without click on the shift key. But with the link selected, I have to click on the shift key to move it in one direction. Okay, so let me leave it here and take this one to the middle of it. and that's it. And you can add shapes, as I said earlier. You can combine shapes. So with the polygon selected, to select shapes as well, you click on the layer of it, click on control, select the next one, select the third one, the fourth one, or if they are together in this particular way, they are just arranged together, you click on the first one, click on shift, move to the last one and click on it, and all of it is selected. So with all this selected, I can right click on it, and with these options we have merge shapes here. So when you merge them, they become a particular shape but with the same color, and it's no good for me. So because of that, I'm not going to merge them. When they come together, they pick the color of one of them, and it will not look really nice as I ought it to be. So you can leave it simply this way. You can group it. And basically, whichever other editing that you are doing on it, you can do it. So those are the features. And one last feature which I forgot to show you was this. We have the properties. So let me ungroup them. So with all of them selected, I want to apply these properties on all of them. Okay, you cannot apply. So let me select them individually. So it's because of the polygon that was there, it cannot have the other features of the others together. So I've selected the 3 shapes over here, which I'm going to add the other properties to it. So with the properties, you can increase the weight. So I'm increasing the weight. Immediately I click enter. The effect doesn't come. The current weight is 3061. Let me change it to 4040. So you realize that I've increased their height together. Their length together. Let me undo that. You can also increase their height together. You can length them up here. You can also change their color. So because I clicked on this, their color has been changed, but I don't want that. I don't want to do that. You can add a stroke to all of them. So black stroke. And you have the stroke over there, whichever type of stroke you're using, basically the other features. But one important part is here, you can make it rounded. So to make it rounded, what you simply do is you just come to this rounded part and you drag it inside. So it has become rounded. And if you don't want to make all the parts rounded and you want to make one part rounded, you unlink the roundedness, and this is the top part, this is the top corner, this is the down corner. Okay, you click on this part, and then I've been able to create custom shapes, which is very nice. We have the other feature that I showed you earlier here, which you can add. This is subtract, this is insert, and this is exclude. So let me unmark all of them. So let me unmark this. So this is subtract, and this is add. This is intersect and exclude. Because they are not intersecting or removing, you might not be able to see the difference over there. So you can still apply it on separate tools over here, and you can see the name here, live property, shape property. So because they are live shapes, I can still work on them regardless. But immediately you rasterize them, it will not give you the freedom to do all this again. And one thing about shapes is that they have attributes. So with this shape, if I go back here and the shape is selected, whatever editing that I was doing you can select it and add it to another shape. So this shape, let me give some kind of different editings to it, or different features. So let me, one thing, I'll add stroke to the top one. I'm editing only the top one, and at the end of the day I'll apply it to the other ones. Stroke color green. Okay, it's just single shape, so only the stroke is okay. So to add the features of it to the other one, you right click on it, go to copy shape attributes, and when you copy that, you select the next shape you want to paste it to. So I've selected the yellow shape here, and you right click on it, paste shape attributes. So it has taken the features of the other one. So you can always work on a particular shape and apply it to the rest of it later on. To create the Ghana flag all over again, I've shown you the process. So you just transform it, click on T. So sorry, Control T to transform. So with the shape selected together, and to transform, you just come to the top here, and the transformation can be done on all of them. So this is a rotation, and with individual layers selected, transformation can also be done and later applied to the other. So with the warp tool, I'll make it flag, and the second one you can make it likewise, or just copy and paste it. So copy shape attribute to the second one, paste. So the warp and everything is not shape attributes, they are transformational too, so it doesn't apply to it. So we have the flag, the third one, we have the flag as well there, and you can place this somewhere in the middle, or better still, also transform it in a flag. Wait, but it doesn't look beautiful, but it looks lively. So to redo, it looks more of a practical test, but you need to adjust it, which the video has been long already. I wouldn't waste much of your time. So basically that's how you create those tools, those shapes. You can create custom one, you can install new ones. So when you go to shapes, you have custom tools. They are already with CC 2020. There are not plenty tools there. We have a tree, so you draw a tree here, and have a tree drawn. We have wild animals. So the wild animals, let me pick this one. I think this is a rat. Okay, so with these ones, you can also apply basically the same features on them. You can install new ones by just searching on the web Photoshop shapes, and with Photoshop shapes you can install plenty of them on your design as you want. You can always add more things to it, customize it, and do a lot of things. So I think this video has been quite a long one, and it has been quite useful. Thank you very much for taking your time to watch through it. I hope you learned something new. The shape tools are best tools and are great tools which will make your design awesome and outstanding. But if you don't know how to use it, you're never going to have the best of designs. But knowing how to use it will give you that access. So thank you for watching this video. Until I see you in the next one, it's bye bye. But don't forget to hit on the subscribe button, and don't forget to share this video.